guys, this is history. What you've done with the show.
You guys have built a platform that influences.
It's the world's most dangerous morning show.
Wake up, Breakfast Club.
DJ Envy.
Envy playing my record, I made it.
Jess Hilarious.
Jess with she don't spare nobody.
Charlamagne the God.
What made you think that liking of controversial questions would take his part?
I like this show.
Thanks, Breakfast Club.
Good morning, USA.
Oh God.
Yo 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 yo. Good morning, Lauren LaRosa.
Good morning. Was it basing or no?
No. Now you got to say good morning, Charlamagne the God.
Good morning, Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hump day. Good morning. How you feeling, LL Cool Bay?
I feel great.
Yeah, man, I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Watched a very lively debate last night.
Very much so. Very predictable.
Very predictable if you've been paying attention.
You called it.
Did any numbers come out? No numbers came out yet, right? We don't know.
I didn't see anything.
We don't know how many people watched it, but very lively debate last night between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President of the United States of America, Donald Trump. I'm sure that we will be discussing it this morning.
Yeah, we will.
Morgan is about to come in for front page news, and then we have Angela Rye and Andrew Gillum. They'll be joining us for a second to discuss as well. So we'll be talking about it a lot this morning.
I don't see ratings yet.
Yeah, I don't think they came
Not
in
yet.
quite yet. Where did you watch it? Because it was simulcast on a bunch of different networks.
I watched it on CNN.
I watched it on ABC because I wanted to see. Cause ABC was the network that was hosting it, so I wanted to watch it on the network that was hosting it.
Did you do you watch the special that they did too prior to?
No, because I had it on CNN the whole time, and then I turned the ABC, and then I watched a little bit of ABC because John Carl was on after that, and then I turned back to CNN to watch the reactions,
the commentary. Yeah,
yes.
the reactions. I was like, I gotta go to sleep, or I'm not gonna get up in the morning.
Off me, man. This guy.
Hey,
man.
Envy. Good morning.
Coming here hugging me from the back. What's wrong with
I
you?
thought y'all said y'all didn't do that in here.
That's him. Hey, I don't get
guys.
it.
Oh, because I think that was on record. Run the tape.
What was on record?
When y'all said y'all didn't hug from the back in here, and I've been told y'all be doing that.
He's hugged me from the back before.
I don't even like hugs from the back unless I'm sitting in this chair because then it's like we got a condom on. But listen,
Wait, what?
Wallow267 will be here. He's got a new book out called Armed with Good Intentions. And I'll be with Wallow tonight in Philadelphia at Uncle Bobby's Books. I'll be there at 7 p.m. having a conversation about his new book, Armed with Good Intentions. Wallow is a great brother. Yes, I'm sure y'all listen to the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Gilly. If you don't, you need to. He's got an amazing story. He did 20 years in prison, and he has come out and has done nothing but positive things with his life. Right. His book is called Armed with Good Intentions because that's truly what he is absolutely armed with. That's what he comes in the room with at all times, man. Great brother. I am happy that he exists, and I'm happy that we talking to him this morning about his new book, Armed with Good Intentions.
That is right.
Yeah, everything you just said, I agree with.
Absolutely. Right. You know, I want to ask you, I haven't had you know what I got yesterday that I haven't had in a long time?
A colonic?
No, I got a colonic. A nosebleed.
What?
Yeah, I got I guess I thought I had the flu. I don't have the flu. I thought maybe it was COVID. It wasn't COVID. But yesterday I had a nosebleed out of nowhere.
Well,
is that blood pressure?
You stressed out?
No.
Sniffing cocaine?
No.
Huh?
No.
What is
Drink
it?
some ginger ale.
No, the funny thing is I was in the store. And my nose
I read
started bleeding.
Superhead's book back in the day, and Cool G Rap used to make her give oral sex till her nose bled.
You know what? Let's keep it moving.
Right.
All right, when we come back, we got front page news. You know, we're talking about the debate. Why is that the first thing that comes to your mind?
You did have a nose job last December.
I did not have a nose job.
Any after effects?
I did not have a nose job, but I did call that doctor, and he said I had to keep my nose moist.
You called your nose surgeon. You called the person who did your nose job.
I did
said
not.
You gotta do what, Envy?
I removed polyps from my nose. He said I had to keep my nose moist.
Whatever you call it, King.
Saline.
Whatever you call it, you want to have more of a European nose.
Yo, shut up, man.
You can't even represent your Dominican heritage. But yes, Morgan will be up next with front page news. We'll be talking about the debate. It's Glorilla right here, right?
Yep, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And let's get in some front page news.
Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Morgan.
Defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute. I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
He thought he ate that.
Yeah, he thought he ate that.
He did. He thought he ate that.
She did say it was a good line. So in case you missed it, yes.
He wasn't talking, though. I didn't hear her. She
No,
wasn't
saying
talking.
anything.
That's why I didn't hit.
The mic was muted. But yeah, I went and played it back. But yeah, in case you missed it, of course, the presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris was, in fact, yes, must-see TV, hosted by ABC and moderated by David Muir and Lindsay Davis. Congrats to them on that. There were reads from both sides. Yes, VP Harris invited people to attend a Trump rally so people can see how the former president talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. And she claims people leave Trump rallies early because they're exhausted and bored. Meanwhile, Trump said he's going to send Harris a MAGA hat for endorsing his economic policies, adding she should have fixed the problems in the nation in the last 3.5 years when she was in office under the Biden-Harris administration. Now, Harris said Trump sent China American microchips and only cares about himself when it comes to an economy. Let's hear Harris and Trump's response when asked about the economy and fracking.
So I was raised as a middle-class kid, and I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America.
We've had a terrible economy because inflation which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before.
I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for fracking.
Yeah, so Harris went on to say she will not ban fracking if elected. However, Trump claimed that if Harris wins, fracking in Pennsylvania will end, saying that he got the oil business going like nobody has before. He went on to say, claim that Harris wants to give transgender surgery to criminals. Not sure how that came about in that particular issue.
Trump said she won't let transgenders frack. I didn't know what that meant. I have no idea what that was even happening. I didn't know what that means.
And when it comes to the issue of abortion and women's reproductive rights, former President Trump says his administration was able to leave Roe v. Wade up to the states for the first time. VP Harris, on the other hand, said the government and Trump should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. Let's hear those debate comments from Trump and Harris on abortion.
But what I did is something for 52 years. They've been trying to get Roe v. Wade into the states. And through the genius and heart and strength of 6 Supreme Court justices, we were able to do that.
Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended.
Trump also falsely claimed that Democrats support abortion in the 9th month of pregnancy and even the execution of babies.
That was crazy.
Wow.
That was so
Crazy,
crazy,
right?
Look, it went exactly.
Glad they fact-checked that right in the middle of it, right?
Yeah, it went exactly how I knew it would go. I mean, when they debated about straight-up policy, it wasn't even close because, as Trump told us last night, he don't have a plan.
Not yet, he said.
He has a concept of a plan.
The concept of a plan.
He's
right?
working on it.
She actually, the vice president actually has a plan, and then she was just hitting him with straight-up facts and truth about himself and his record, and it rattled him so much that he just tried to overtalk her, was talking out of turn, and then he just started sounding like a straight-up madman.
Yeah,
it went just like I thought it would go.
It seemed like they never muted his mic, and then there was one time when she
They
tried to get
shouldn't
a point across. They wouldn't let her get a point across, but he sounded like a madman. We just kept talking.
I'm glad they didn't mute his mic. I'm glad that they would turn his mic on when he started talking like that. That's what they should have done, so people can hear how nuts he sounds.
Trump also slammed President Biden, saying Biden doesn't know if he's alive. Where
that I can agree with.
He said he was at the beach. He said he was at the
nowhere
beach.
to be found during critical times
I agree
around
with that part.
the globe. Of course, he's nowhere to be found during critical times around the globe, and Democrats threw him out like a dog. Harris then reminded Trump
Did
that
they
he's
eat the
not
dog,
running
though?
against.
They didn't eat the dog.
He didn't eat the
According to
dog.
Trump, they did.
That was the bunk. They didn't eat the dog. He's seen it on TV though, but
I
they didn't eat
reported
the
it
dog.
yesterday ahead of time that in Ohio, at least in Springfield, Ohio, there are no Haitians and no reports of Haitians eating dogs or pets. Okay, no pets were harmed. So yes, again, Harris reminded Trump that he's not running against Biden; he's running against her. So we'll talk more on the other in the next hour about border security, about elections, about just more in the debate. Is so much to cover, really.
And of course, 9/11, because today is 23 years since
Absolutely.
That's right.
the terrorist attack. So I'm sure we'll break that down as well.
I'm just happy because what we saw last night was the Vice President Kamala Harris. I know, like, she's tough as nails. She's built for it tough. After Kamala Harris, I saw in Senate hearings back in the day. After Kamala Harris, you hear behind the scenes when she turned to Trump and told him that Putin will eat your lunch. I was like, yeah.
There was one point where she was about to be like, this here.
Yo, I swear.
She was like, this.
Yo, I got the video. I saved it. I can't wait to use it as a meme.
She was just trying to figure out what to call him.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be this president, this former president.
Yo, I was so happy last night that I spoke black woman because her faces and everything she couldn't say.
I thought it was going to be his faces, but it was totally her face.
Her language, her body language when she wasn't talking and the camera was just on her. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Yep. Straight to the camera when it was on her.
He wouldn't even look her. He wouldn't even look her in the face. He didn't want to shake her hand. But we'll talk about it.
Shake her hand.
He didn't want to shake her hand.
He looked very weak last night. That is something I haven't seen from Donald Trump probably ever. He just looked weak, like the bully got bullied
and ill prepared.
And does your bullet wound heal that fast? He had nothing. I didn't see a mark, no band-aid, nothing.
He took the band-aid off.
Still, he still got shot.
He took the band-aid off for a couple days.
He got grazed.
Oh, grazed. All right. Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. It's a new day. This is your time to get it off your chest. Wake up. Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
What's your name, brother?
Everybody. My name is Al. I'm calling from Queens.
Al from Queens. What part of Queens?
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Southside Lawrence area.
Okay, all right. Well, get it off your chest. That's that's north side, but go ahead.
Hey, let me start off by saying I love you guys, man. I listen to you guys every morning.
Thank you, brother.
And I'm also a black man. I'm also an immigrant. But there are certain things that you guys are saying that Kamala wasn't supporting or she wasn't answering these questions, man. I watched the same debate. When they spoke about immigrants, she's half the reason that all these immigrants are in the state of New York. Or any state for that.
I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't know why we put the blame on one person as if the border hasn't been an issue for years under every administration. That's why they were able to create a bipartisan bill that Donald Trump didn't want to push through because he knew that it would give the Democrats a win. So I don't understand why we act like one person caused the border to be a problem.
But here's the situation. Even if he didn't push the bill, giving more border patrol is not helping the situation that we still allow these people to come in. See, you can get all the border patrols you want, but if the administration is allowing these immigrants to come in, giving them free flights to go anywhere across America, border patrol can't do anything.
Isn't that just one part of the problem?
The administration tells them to do.
Oh, Angela Rye is here, sir.
Good morning, Miss Rye.
That's
Good
not
morning.
true, right, Angela?
Yeah, it's not true. And I think what's really unfortunate is, on one hand, we'll credit an administration for doing something good and say that's all, they did something good. It was just them. And on another hand, we'll remember how civics works and remember that a bill has to be passed in Congress. And so when Barack Obama was president, there was also an attempt at immigration reform that Republicans stood in the way of. And so I think that you all have to look a lot further than what anyone can do in the administration to get border patrol and or border enforcement and immigration reform under control.
Cedric, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Get it off your chest, brother.
Hey, man, I just want to say I've been listening to y'all for a long time, very long time, and I just don't like how certain things we do on the radio show that I feel like if a white show do it, then they will be considered racist. And second of all...
Give me an example.
Say
well, Charlamagne, you say a lot of things that is so racist.
Like what? Like what? Me? Say it.
Well, I don't want to go back to it, but I would say I want to ask you one question, Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
I want to go back to it.
Kamala Harris said that she was listening to Tupac in college. How did you pick her on that, man?
How what?
Kamala Harris said she was listening to Tupac in college, and y'all did not correct her on that.
Cause she ain't say that.
To me, yes, she did.
No, she didn't. That was the narrative that was created from that situation, but she didn't say that. She said she listens to Tupac and Snoop, and she said she smoked weed in college, but somehow or another people took both of them together. Put both of those together.
We asked her clearly.
I was here, sir. I heard the conversation.
Well, that's what I got from it. I mean, I could be wrong, but
you are.
I just want you to calm down a little bit, Charlamagne.
But how's that racist, though?
No, not that part. I can't pinpoint all the other stuff you say on the radio.
Is it the word? Hold on. Is it the word cracker?
No, it's cracker. Ass cracker.
No, it's not that. It's not that. I'll say, for instance, that yesterday the girls, I forgot her name. I'm sorry.
Lauren LaRosa?
I think I felt racist.
When she was talking about Taylor Swift y'all like, don't you ever big up a white lady.
I did not say
imagine
that.
If that was on a.
That's not what I said.
He said you can't say Taylor Swift is the reason the NFL is doing good.
Yeah, she said we stand on the shoulders of Taylor Swift.
You got to hear it.
Ain't got nothing to do with racism.
You be hearing wrong.
And then he said the shoulders were bony, and I said that the pants
That's
took
right.
off the waist.
That don't got nothing to do with racism.
That wasn't racist.
I think you deaf, bro.
And Taylor Swift has nothing to do with the success of the NFL. Can we agree on that?
The deaf people.
No, you totally right about that.
So how's that racist?
No, but I'm just saying.
And can we agree that their jeans slip off their waist? Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's
things
Lauren.
like that.
That's
Lauren.
Listen.
Crack jokes.
Did your white
like that
listen,
on their show?
Did your white wife tell you to call?
Oh man.
No, Charlamagne. One thing before I go, I look up to you. I'm married to my wife for 20. We've been married for 10 years now. We've been together since high school.
She's Caucasian.
And she's black.
There you go. Happy to hear that, brother.
But I love y'all show. Keep doing what y'all doing, man.
I love you too, man.
Have a good one, man.
I just want to know why I'm racist. What did I do racist?
He didn't have any concrete examples. I think you in the clear for this today.
I don't think you be hearing well because everything you heard wrong.
Listen, at least 3 times a week I tell y'all how much I hate. So it's all. I think I'm very equal opportunity.
You are equal opportunities. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Also, we have Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye from the Native Tongue Podcast joining us today. So if you want to talk about the debate, you got questions, you want to debate them, you want to talk to them, 800-585-1051. Let's discuss. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Give it up. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. It's Will calling from Jersey.
Will from Jersey. What up? Get it off your chest.
To jump right in, yeah, the debate just epitomizes why in American society we need to bring back hardcore economics into high schools and junior high schools and civics. Because for him to keep on emphasizing, and people keep on saying, oh, the most important thing is the economy, which I get it, but there's certain things that the president doesn't have control over. And people like gas prices is more reflective of big business. Inflation is more affected by big business, not the president. They have influences on these things, but the president can't just say, Walmart, lower your prices. Ford, lower your prices. There are other things in place that are outside the control of the presidency, and for the lack of a better word, uninformed people to say, well, things are so high because the president did this or didn't do that. Actually, the president of this administration signed contracts for the oil companies to go ahead and lease some of the land that the government owns that have gas deposits and oil deposits under there. But what would happen? So they sign those leases and then they don't drill. If they drill, what happens? Oil supply goes up, prices go down. So there's certain things that America has gotten to the point where we'd rather be entertained than informed. And that's what we are. It's just like, not to cast judges on certain religions and churches, but people go to church and they entertain and they walk out, they're feeling good, but they didn't learn anything about the Bible or God or whatever their beliefs are. So, and that's what we are in America, because we're eating, but we're not getting any nutrition, metaphorically speaking.
Are we eating dogs, though?
Not yet, but you know.
Look at him. He was happy to be entertained. He perked up.
Hey, listen, they're talking about those cat ladies, so maybe yeah, what is their proclivity with
pets?
Animals?
I know.
Right, yeah, what's going on? I thought Republicans were dog people.
Well, get it off your
listen,
chest.
hold on. We got Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye here, right? And we are going to talk about the debate. So if you have questions about the debate, if you want to talk about the debate, call us right now, 1-800-585-1051, okay?
That's right. And they're from the Native Land Podcast, so tune in now. And next we got Rumors, right? Jess With The Mess with Lauren LaRosa. What are we talking about?
Yes, we are talking about Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala.
You just love Taylor Swift.
Oh, my God. Please let me live today. Let me live today.
We'll get to it next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess With The Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's the coach of shit.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
Okay, y'all. So yesterday after the debate, Taylor Swift. People have been waiting to hear from Taylor Swift because we already know where Beyonce stands.
Nobody was waiting on this.
We already know where Beyonce stands because Freedom is Kamala Harris's campaign song. People were waiting to hear from Taylor Swift. Now, I know y'all want to say I'm a Swiftie, but I am not. What I am doing right now is I'm about to show you guys, once I talk about this, watch how the celebrity of Taylor Swift helps to elevate everything Kamala is already doing.
Ridiculous. You would say a white
everything
woman.
she's already doing.
You would give a white woman credit for elevating Kamala Harris.
I didn't give her credit.
Not the fantastic debate she had last night when she wiped her ass with Donald Trump. You want to give the credit to Taylor Swift.
No.
You waiting on a white savior so bad.
We did that already. I said it's already doing. See, I knew y'all was going to hate on me. Now let's take a read of the caption. So she posted a photo with her cat. Her cat is named Benjamin Button.
Her cat.
She's a cat lady. So she said, like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. She also thinks that the debate was amazing. She's not taken away from the debate. If you haven't already, now is a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on topics that matter to you the most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. She said recently she was made aware that there was an AI of her falsely endorsing Donald Trump. So she's addressing that and saying that it was posted to his website, which conjured up her fears around AI, but she just wanted people to know that it was not true. Those are not her plans for this election as a voter. She says that she'll be casting her vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the presidential election. She's voting for Kamala because she fights for the rights and causes that she believes that America needs a warrior and a champion, and Kamala is that. And she's steady-handed. She's a gifted leader, and she's going to accomplish everything that the country needs. But more importantly, she wanted people to know that she's done her research, she's made her choice, and that they should go out and do the same thing as well, too. And she signed this a childless cat lady. So that was taking a shot at J.D. Vance.
Oh, that might have been a shot at Travis Kelce. You better go buy a ring because Taylor Swift will not be having any kids until you put a ring on it. So.
Let me tell you something. When she signed it a childless cat lady, I was like, no, childless cat ladies don't come and get me. But the way that they try to make them seem are like people that like don't have a man, don't have nothing going on. I'm like, dang, what about her boo? Because she got a man. So I thought that was a shot at him as well too. Y'all are not. Y'all don't care. Let me tell y'all, I was watching CNN like literally as soon as the debate went off, and then I saw the tweet on Twitter. 5 seconds later, CNN had it up. This is news, y'all.
Yeah, America is a very unserious country. Everyone on cable news should be talking about how Donald Trump might be retarded. And he was incoherent last night, and he does not have a grasp on policy, and he doesn't have a plan. He has a concept of plan. The things that come out of his mouth, come out of his mind are crazy.
You seen it on TV.
He was on defense the whole time. He looked weak. He looked fragile. He looked old. Nothing he said landed. That's what they should have been talking about.
All right. Well, hopefully they do that, because all I was saying was Taylor Swift, Swifties. What impact does she have? No, I'm trying to. You was watching CNN last night, right, Charlamagne, after the debate?
Yep, and I went to bed as soon as they started talking about Taylor Swift.
They started having that conversation about her impact, right?
Well, actually, they started because they had Governor Josh Shapiro on, and I guess she had first posted about it when he was on, so they asked him about it, and then they actually had a conversation about it, and you know what that might mean. But I mean, listen, once again, I was very impressed by the flawless victory that the vice president put on last night. I wasn't, too. But I'm also 46, so Taylor Swift endorsing the vice president isn't gonna move me.
And not at all.
It might move the kids.
Yeah, and then notably, once she did post that, there were a bunch of other people that followed suit, like Selena Gomez, liked the post, Jennifer Aniston, Lady Gaga, Andy Cohen, Mandy Moore. So all the mayonnaise is aligned now.
See? Jesus, but I'm racist. You gonna call Eric and me? Eric called in early and said, me?
Y'all know how I feel about
She's sitting there supporting people mayonnaise. And now it's all the mayonnaise.
Why they mayonnaise? Why they mayonnaise?
Ain't we wrapping up?
What did those people do to you for you to call them human jars of helmets?
I mean, facts is fact. I don't know what else to say.
Wow.
I don't.
And Selena ain't even mayonnaise. That's what's crazy.
She kind of
spicy.
She like in between. Like she is spice with a little bit of mayonnaise. She not like fully Sazon.
That's crazy.
She not fully Sazon. Y'all know that.
Crazy. I can't believe you just racist.
Y'all know. I don't think that black people can be racist. So don't get me started.
All
on
right.
That.
Well, thank you, Lon LaRosa. That was just with the mess.
You gonna listen to Shake It Off on the way home today, Evie?
I don't listen to Shake It Off.
Shake It Off.
I don't have that in my Serato. All right, now when we come back, we got front page news. Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye will be joining us as well.
From the Native Land Pod.
So if you got some questions, you want to talk the debate, we can do that as well. 800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club.
And Wallo will be here with us next hour, too.
That's right.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Jess is out. Lon LaRosa's filling in. And we have Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye here.
Hello.
And let's get back in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, good morning. So yes, the conversation continues around the presidential debate on the issue of border security. Vice President Harris says Congress is to blame for not addressing the border issue, and she accused Trump of killing the bill in Congress in order to make it an election issue. Now, Harris went on to list members of Trump's staff that have criticized him, calling him a disgrace and endorsing her. However, Trump said Harris is destroying the border and added that immigrants are, which you mentioned before and seems to be the topic of conversation today, are eating dogs in Ohio. Do we have the audio where Trump says that they're eating dogs?
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
That was hilarious.
Talk about extreme.
Like, I seen it on TV.
Yeah, so as you can hear, VP Harris jumping in, saying that was just extreme and nuts. So Trump went on to say he would start deporting illegal immigrants immediately if he was elected, but he could not answer how he plans to do that. More on his concept plan. When it comes to elections and election interference, Trump is still not acknowledging that he lost the 2020 election to the Biden-Harris administration, saying there was so much proof. Let's hear more from the debate on elections.
And they should have sent it back to the legislatures for approval. I got almost 75 million votes, the most votes any sitting president has ever gotten. I was told if I got 63, which was what I got in 2016, you can't be beaten. A lot of these illegal immigrants coming in, they're trying to get them to vote. They can't even speak English. They don't even know what country they're in practically.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that.
Yeah, and as a result of that, January 6th was a result of that. So Trump claimed he wanted a peaceful transition in 2020, but he also went on to say that the people involved in the Capitol riots are being treated unfairly. He claims he wanted the National Guard sit-in, but former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi would not allow it. When it comes to war, specifically the war against Russia and Ukraine and the Israel-Hamas war, Trump said neither would have happened under his administration. He says he knows both presidents, the president of Ukraine and Russia, very well, and they respect him and not Biden. Harris said Trump would give up because his friendship to Russian President Vladimir Putin, and Putin is a dictator, as you mentioned before, Charlamagne, who would, quote, eat him for lunch. They also spoke about the Israel-Hamas war, with Harris saying it should end immediately, and Trump saying she hates Israel and the Arab population. Let's hear more on the debate on the current wars.
Putin endorsed her last week, said, I hope she wins. And I think he meant it, because what he's gotten away with is absolutely incredible. It wouldn't have happened with me.
And it is absolutely well known that these dictators and autocrats are rooting for you to be president again because they're so clear. They can manipulate you. Far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. Children, mothers.
She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a very important speech. She refused to be there because she was at a sorority party.
So Vice President Harris did have a sorority meeting, but she did, in fact, meet with Netanyahu the next day. So let's go ahead and, debunk that one. Vice President Harris says that Israel has a right to defend itself, and how that happens does matter. Now, Trump also says he wants the war in Ukraine to stop, but he would not answer whether he wanted Russia or Ukraine to win. He also talked about race. They mentioned the topic of race. When it comes to race, he spoke on prior comments that he did not know Harris was black. Let's hear those comments on race.
All I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me.
I mean, honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people.
Angela Rye, you okay?
No.
Well, we about to talk about it. 1-800-585-1051.
Boiling over there?
We're about to talk about it.
Let's do 9/11 first, and because today is the 23rd anniversary of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, the president and vice president are marking the 23rd anniversary of September 11th, the September 11th terrorist attacks. Biden and Harris will visit the World Trade Center for the Ground Zero Memorial. The White House says the two will also visit the crash sites in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, all three locations of the 2001 terrorist attacks. Now, former President and Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump. He is also expected to visit the 9/11 site in Lower Manhattan today. We will continue to remember those who lost their lives that day and those who made the ultimate sacrifice of going in and helping those, the firefighters, the police officers, and everybody who jumped in to help those efforts. That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. You can follow me on social at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, make sure you're listening to the Black Information Network at BINnews.com.
All right, thank you, Morgan. Now, when we come back, Wallo will be joining us, but Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye are here. So if you have questions, you want to talk to debate, we're going to talk to them at 8 o'clock, but you can get on the phone lines right now. 800-585-1051. What were your thoughts on the debate last night? What did you want to see more of? What didn't you like? And we're going to break it down with Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Jess is on maternity leave, so Lauren's filling in. And we got a special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going down.
Wallo!
Listen, man, welcome to The Breakfast Club this morning, presented to you by $1 million worth of game. Listen, man, we done bought the company, man. It's good, man. It's going down, man. We doing it big now, man. Got my brother right here.
I'm so proud of you, Wallo,
Listen, man. Listen, I want to give you, before I even start, I got to give you your flowers because you've been, man, me and you done had several phone calls. We had 1,000 phone calls. A couple years ago, you hit me up. You was like, Wallo, you need a book. This was years ago. And you was talking about how you and Kev was talking about, you and Kevin Hart was talking about, man, Wallo would be crazy on an audio book, which I did my own audio book. Shout out to Ayanna Van Zant also, who did the audio. She did the forward for me. Shout out to 13A, my publisher, man, for
Charles Suit.
Yes, for making it happen. Simon & Schuster. But we here now. You told me. You keep telling me about the book. The book changed your life.
That's right. And you got too much of a story, man.
The book. That's all you kept saying. And now we here, man. On with good intentions. It's game changer.
The book title is perfect for you because there's not too many people on this planet who come with good intentions like Wallo does.
Appreciate that, man.
When did you develop that mentality?
I don't know, man. I was on the street corners. I had good intentions on the street corners. I just wanted to steal the American dream, man. I said, man, this is too slow. The only people that got respect in my neighborhood was the successful criminals. So even though I was a good person growing up, my grandma raised me well, my mom, I was like, I got to figure this out. So I said, the only people they respect out here is the people that's winning by any means. And then even in America, I was like, damn, hold up, America? They only respect the Scarface, they only respect the Godfather, they don't respect nobody else. I got to go get some money. So even though my heart was good, I had to go figure it out. And that led me to prison most of my life. But even in there,
you was in prison 13 years, right?
20?
No, 20. I did 20 penitentiary, 5 years in and out the juvenile system. And even in there, I remember, old heads saying, man, all I did was laugh in jail and just do what I needed to do, educate myself, because I realized that, and to the point where somebody said I was one of the nicest dudes in prison, because I knew why I was there. I did mine. I was accountable for my So, and that helped me change and develop into what I become today. I'm just happy to be here. And I try my best to share all the knowledge that I got, as you know, with our people to show, let's listen, we bigger than what y'all think we are. Because I always say this, and it's crazy to me, it's like, back in the day, we didn't have nothing, but we had everything because we had each other. And that was important. And it's like, it seemed like now we find so many reasons not to deal with each other. And it's like, God damn, who you working for?
That's right.
Like, you go on social media, it's like who you working for, but I had to realize something. A lot of us don't want to look in that mirror and deal with it. I don't hate envy because of his money, his cars, his family, his marriage. I hate envy because envy getting love for doing something that I always wanted to do, but I ain't have enough heart to go out here and do it.
What, dye your beard?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about in general.
Okay.
Yeah, he do got that Beijing. But I'm just saying, like, shout out to Beijing, give him a deal.
It's not Beijing.
But like this and third.
Just for men. But
oh, damn, okay. They better be paying you the way you put that out there. Promo. But what I'm saying is, like, that's how our culture became. It became like this, and social media made it like a lot of people got to look in the mirror and say, damn, I didn't materialize my dreams. And that's the hardest thing to do. So it's more easy to say, Charlamagne the sucker, envy this, Laura this, just this. It's much more easy to say than to say, let me get off my ass and go ahead and do something with my life. So, but it's just sad out here when you see it now, and it's just like, I don't know, man. And all we ever had was each other. That's the only way we ever made it in life.
You said in the book, you said, it's actually in the chapter Armed with Good Intentions. You said you screamed out one day and you made it a daily reminder that nobody will save you.
Nobody. Especially when I was in prison, I'm like, we complaining and I'm like, yo, bro, we inside these white folks' spot. Ain't nobody coming. Like if this go off, anything go, we gonna be locked in these cells. Ain't nobody coming. But that's the same thing in the ghetto. Ain't nobody never come and save nobody.
Right.
Who saves who?
What was the change for you? What was, because you said you were in and out. What was the change? You said, yo, I got to get this right and I got to change myself.
Like, to be realistic, man, I got tired of being in jail with a bunch of you know what I'm saying? I wanted to take a butt naked shower. You know what I mean? I couldn't do that. I wanted to sleep naked in the bed. I couldn't do that because I'm in the I got a celly. I don't know if he might wake up in the middle of the night and be like, yo, man, I need parts of that. Like, what we doing? I'll be straight up. He might wake up in the middle of the night and be like, hey, my man, let's figure something out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just being real. Because listen, you know what's crazy? I think one of the reasons I made it through jail so smoothly because I was always a comedian on the low. You know what I'm saying? I was always funny. They was like, hey, because I was in there scared to death. You know how dudes come home from jail? I be trying to wonder that I did all this time in jail. I be like, what program was you on that you wasn't scared in jail, that you was just so tough? Because I was scared to death. Soon as that judge gave me them numbers and they, you know, you had your thing to get about nothing. You know what I mean? Say my little words back and forth. You see it's back and forth wordplay I had with the judge. And yeah, I'm gonna be back. Walked in the joint. You know what I mean? Now you got to do the walk back in because now you're going back into the cages where everybody looking at you when you come down. What they give you with it? About nothing, man. They gave me a little 20s, man. That's enough. By the time I get to my cell later on that, I throw that towel up, crying like a baby, man, for a newborn.
Damn.
And then once the shackles hit, you box like an animal. The shackles going from your arm to your feet. You get upstate, you hit that penitentiary yard, and you like, where my mom at? I didn't know it was like this. I'm seeing people with knives longer than the giraffe trunk.
How old are you?
I went to the penitentiary when I was 17, but I hit the big prison yard when I turned 18. I was in Dallas Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. And that was a different type of joint, man. I'm seeing people get married in the yard and all that. I'm like, I ain't trying to be nobody's wife. I ain't signing up for this. So I know straight up. I'm looking like
married in the yard.
No, people was getting married in the yard, and I said, damn, man.
Was it real weddings though?
No, it was real weddings. Like it wasn't no like if you got the Bible and you got somebody that's officiating, it's
You
real.
were sitting in like you were just in the yard.
No, I was
too?
walking the yard and I walked
I'm
back.
Like,
You know, I was
like
in
a guest at the
No, I was not. I wasn't no guest. I was in the backdrop because I was walking in the yard. So I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I ain't trying to get married in the yard, man. Damn. And then I'm seeing people get stabbed and all. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to. So I would go to my cell and be like, yo, what the f going on? I ain't signed up for this because nobody tell you this because. Only stories that we hear back in the hood about jail is that you come home and you get rewarded and you get acknowledged and you tough and all this other shit, you get muscles. But I'm like, damn, ain't nobody talking about the scary part. So I had to be the one to tell the scary part, to tell the real part because I was scared. Especially, listen, so I get up to the penitentiary. It's shower time. I go down there. I got my boxers on and all that. So I'm like, damn, we go down there. And this is my first time in a real, because I went to the penitentiary when a lot of younger dudes started to go. Like you was getting certified as an adult. They created new law. So a long time, it wasn't no young boys in the one penitentiary. I went to Dallas Penitentiary. It's mostly old heads. And they had the most lifers in the state of Pennsylvania at this time. So you could be in a cell with anybody. You could do 1 year be in a cell with a lifer. It don't matter. So I go to the shower. So I got my towel on, my boxers on. And when I went to the shower, right, I go down there steamed up and everything. The shower is probably maybe 15 shower heads, and the block got 100 and something dudes on there. So when I go in the shower room, it was like a movie. Like everybody looked at me like, why you got them boxers on? Everybody, I'm talking about it was a sword show in that joint, man.
They want to see what you working with?
No, I'm just like, no, it's like that's not normal. Like you, and I'm like, you know what? That day I realized that a shower wasn't important than a bird bath. I said I could go back to my cell and just wash up there. Why would I need? Why do a shower really mean that?
So you ain't take a shower the whole time? You just bird bath the whole way?
No, I took it for a while till I just went down there and just had my shorts on.
Comfortable.
Cause I was like, damn man, like why everybody gotta be naked in this joint, man? And then they looking at you and then they talking like they be asking nigga, they talking. Yeah, you see the game? Oh man, what's the name? Went off Emmitt Smith. I'm like, damn.
Oh man.
Like we ain't supposed y'all supposed to be doing this. I don't know.
When did you get like comfortable with it? Like your first naked shower? Were you talking?
No, I never got a naked shower.
You had.
I didn't take
20 years Wallow cut it out.
Oh yeah, I did. Hold up. Let me just say this. Can I say this? But I got one. No, I got one when I got to the jail where you get your own booth.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to be a part of it because it's like a volunteer, like you volunteering something.
How long it took to do that?
Oh, years. It took years, but different part of the jail got different sections where you get a single shower. So in that jail was joints where you had the single shower locked in. But it was like, man, I always felt like that was the volunteering services.
Yeah.
Like you was giving invitations to something. So I didn't know.
All right, we got more with Wallow when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa's filling in for Jess. And we're still kicking it with Wallow. Now, I got a question. When did you realize this is what you wanted to do? When you came home and you said you took that drive and you went back to, you had the McDonald's with the grandma's house. When did you realize this is what you wanted to do and how you wanted to change for the next generation?
I was in shout out to the Lifer, these Lifer brothers, this organization, NAACP and all that. The brothers that was in the penitentiary with me, the elders. There's an organization called Real Street Talk. So I'm in there, and one of the OGs, Brother Minister Rob, shout out to him. He come to me, he said, Wallow, we need you to come down here and talk. It was a bunch of brothers, Shakur, Sharif, it was Ike, a Big Shannon. It was a bunch of brothers that was getting together to talk to the 200-300 inmates a week that was coming in, to talk to them about, listen, while you in jail, use this as your time to educate yourself so you go back out there and make something happen with yourself. And it was called Real Street Talk. So I was one of the dudes that spoke in a way to where as though they really understood what I was saying, because I was like one of the youngest dudes, even though the OGs spoke too. And I seen that they was listening, they was tapped into it. And it was a brother Rob Griffin. He used to do security for Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam back in the day. And he came to my cell one day, and he was like, brother, not too many brothers out here speak where as though multiple generations could listen and understand it. And then, like, you speak clear. Mm-hmm. Keep doing that. So when I got out, I just started grab that phone and just start popping it, because nobody was doing it. And I knew that I had to do it in a unique way, because I was battling on the timeline. I was battling for attention. Right. You know, when you go down the timeline, I'm looking at I say, okay, I got to battle the girl that's ass naked. I got to battle my man with a pound of jury on. I got to battle the rapper, the athlete. I said, I got him. That's why if you seen a lot of my videos in the beginning, I'll be running across the highway 18, will it come, land on the ground, catch them on my head. They laughing, but I'm giving you the message. Mm-hmm. Long as you listening. Because what everybody was afraid to tell us, like, yo, you can be great. You amazing. Like, we build pyramids with no cranes. I don't know what. I'm reading it in the gym. Like, hold on, we did that? You mean to tell me we came up out of slavery? This little lady got us about a slavery. Sister got us about a slavery. And that ingenuity, what the is going on? Frederick Douglass was who? He did what? I realized this. If you can make them laugh, you can make them listen. I always loved comedy, because I used to listen to Paul Moody, Richard Pryor, all of my uncle would play the records, Red Fox. And I'll be laughing, but they'd be saying some deep, they lace it up. So I'm like, okay, I just got to give it to our people in a different way, because I just couldn't get the whole Harriet Tubman thing just had me just like, yo, it's nothing you can't do. So I just be looking like, no, it's just a different way and a different language of doing it. And one thing that I'm always do, you'll never hear me talk down or hate any of our people. You know why? Never. All of our people, they might have a different message, and no matter what you're doing, business, this, that, I don't care what you're doing. We don't have to be doing the same thing. And just because we ain't doing the same thing, even if we might be doing something that's similar, we ain't got to be mad at each other. I ain't got to hate you, you ain't got to hate me. Because at the end of the day, is this really about the upliftment of our people? If it is, how can I go online and say anything bad about our people if I really care about our people? Right. I can't tear you down to lift them up. Mathematically, it don't work. So what I do is, no matter if you say something about me, say something about me, I'm never going to say nothing about nobody, because that's not going to add value to the whole plan of us.
That's Wallow really like this.
Like,
too. Like,
I'm not going to do that.
Even off camera, he's like, you the generational curse breaker, Wallow. That's why that's why I'm so glad you put out a book, man, because I need to see you on every platform having these conversations. I want to see you on The View. I want to see you on the Tamron Hall show. I want to see.
But you know what? You know what's crazy though? And this is why Breakfast Club is a major platform for our culture and will always be. You get it when it's not cool. You get it before it go popular. You get it before it goes shiny. You get it and understand that. A lot of these people don't give about that. Even though you name platforms, they don't care about that. They just want some shiny shit. Right. Now, Wallow come out of prison, I'm probably one of the greatest comebacks ever to come out of prison in life. But they not going to get that to a New York Times bestseller hit, all that stuff. They don't understand us. And we control cool, but a lot of times we don't own it. So they try to get a close proximity to our coolness. And we so much suckers, we don't be understanding that. We don't even know why when we being used out here. That's why there's a lot of shit that I see online. I be like, damn, we goofy as shit, man. Can't nobody outside of us validate us, but us. I'm never going to let nobody tell me that you not cool, that you outside our culture. And I'm never going to let nobody give approval of what's cool and what's not outside of our culture of this blackness. I love being black. I'm a die black. That's right. My family is black. I look at us and I say we some extraordinary people, and it's not taking that enough from any other group of people. But everybody else love themselves, so I'm gonna love me. And you know, and I got some extraordinary people that's not black, that's family, that's business. But at the end of the day, until we start loving us on all levels, we gonna be left behind.
What do you think about when Michael Rubin was up here and said pretty much the same thing that you just said right now?
Wallow did not say that.
No. But he just said we hurt ourselves.
Wallow ain't say nothing.
No, he basically said our community hurts ourselves. That's what he been saying.
Let me say this though. Everything is about the messaging, because I can't speak on behalf of different races. I can't do that because they're gonna be like, "What is you, Wallow?" So that's normal. But one thing that I can say is that everybody is speculating. Everybody's around. On that day that Meek was in that courtroom, I was in that courtroom to come to speak for Meek. Michael Rubin was in that courtroom. And when we took that break after the judge was roughing Meek up, I'm talking about she was roughing Meek up. We went outside to the hallway and Mike looked at us and said, "What's going on in here?" Like, this guy was really shocked. I'm like, this is being black in America. He was like, what the f-? I'm talking about he was personally pissed because he didn't understand that because a lot of people just don't know.
He said he didn't realize it was two Americans until that case.
Listen, that day he looked at, and then he attempted to walk back in the courtroom after we had the conversation, and she slapped him around, and he like, what the f-? Like, because he stood up and spoke, and stood up, and she was like, yeah, all right, writing in the paper, like, he went and done something. I respect Mike for that. You know, people gonna have their opinions on people, but I'm talking about when I see a good person, I see a good person, I salute a good person. That's it. I ain't with all that because I'm gonna tell you something, man. To be real with you, I got a lot of people that's not black that help out of me.
Same.
Because people that really believe in it, and I ain't talking about business, I'm talking about in life. People that love you. It's not always gonna be a color thing. And I know we fight so much to get us together, but at the end of the day, while you spend your time on this planet, you better love who love you, and you better figure out who love you and who got your back. Because I'm gonna tell you something, I don't know what everybody else doing out here, but I'm 45, and I'm saying to myself, hopefully I get another 45 out here because my grandma 90, so I'm measuring it by that. My uncle James, rest in peace of him, he died. He was 93 or 94, but we got a nice lymph in our joint.
Pause.
Oh, was that a pause, Cam? I got to run that by Cam because I'm talking about the length of years. I'm not saying, but all right, pause.
You say
yeah, okay.
Cam was definitely a pause.
Yeah, I got to call
pause
it.
breakdown.
Yeah, but no, that's cool.
Breakdown of the pause.
But what I'm saying is, well, you was a pause champion though. You got the award of the history. You in the Guinness. But I'm gonna say this though. I'm looking at it like I'm 45 now. There's a big chance I'm getting out of this joint one day. I can't worry about. I'm gonna be going. I gotta go. I gotta go. Yeah. And when I go, my whole thing, I want to be able to say I left that shit on the planet. That's why I live the life that I live. I do me. If I want to buy something, I buy it. If I want to go somewhere, I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm not living my life based off of some fear shit. Because guess what? You know how many motherfuckers in the graveyard sitting there mad as shit, like, damn, I should have got this. Damn, I should have went here. Damn, I should have done this. We don't do enough. We don't live enough. We don't put more positive energy out enough. Because I'm saying to myself, damn, I got a lot of shit to make up on. Because I know, when I see God, I don't want it to be like, didn't I tell you? Because God get funky for people. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the one who be like, you had plenty of time. Right. You know where you got to go. At the end of the day, I just try to put the best energy possible out there to our people to let them know, listen, man, we ain't got time. We ain't going to be here forever. Love each other. Do what you got to do and keep it moving. But one day you got to get up out of here.
All right, we got more with Wallow when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. We're still kicking it with Wallow. His book, Armed with Good Intentions, is out right now. Charlamagne?
One thing I want you to talk about before we leave, you said the feeling of not being punished for doing something you knew was wrong was equivalent to your first orgasm. How long did it take for you to actually feel guilt when you did something wrong?
Man, it took me a while because you're young and you just don't know. So it take you a while, and then when it hit, you just be like, damn, I did some crazy. But it was a wow. It was just a thirst. It was just, I don't know. I think I was just part of stealing the American dream. I was doing my thing because I wanted to be. You understand? I'm looking at these movies, man. I'm looking at Ray Liotta and my Goodfellas, and you know the part where he burning the cars up, he throwing the joint. He said by the time I was 14, I was making more money than the grown-ups around my neighborhood. I'm like, damn, I wanted to be that. I wanted some money because we gonna be honest. I always tell people this: when that guy in the 80s pull up with that Benz, Envy know what I'm talking about. He got the Benz in the 80s. He got that gold chain on. He got that Fila sweatsuit on with them Filas. He got them rings on, them nugget rings and all that shit. And he pull up to the neighborhood. He's pulling up to our black communities to deal with the most beautifulest girl in our neighborhood. And when he pull up to get her, as he opening the car door and she get in the car door, you know who's speaking to him? Miss Johnson, Miss Brown, Miss Green. They all, hey, baby. But at the same time, you seeing Mr. John come back from work. He's a plumber, all dirty, and nobody speaking to him. I'm sitting on the step watching all it take place. So I said, damn, I got to be a part of this. In the black community, the women dictate who the man want to grow up to be based off of who they date.
That's real.
So I'm looking at it like, I'm only seeing these girls, they dealers and dudes that got nice cars. I got to get me some nice cars to get me some ass. I got to get some jewelry. I got to get fly. That's what it was about.
And the way you saw to get fly was
the only people I seen to respect. Yeah. They only respected the criminals in the game.
Right. Money and violence.
Listen, you go ask any judges, lawyers, prosecutors, and all that. What's your favorite movies? Godfathers. What's your favorite series? The Sopranos. Everything gonna be, they love the successful criminal, so I grew up to try to be that. But as I grew older, I took responsibility to say, oh yeah, I'm on some I did wrong. You never heard me say it was, no, I wasn't in jail for some that magically did or because of the white man. I was in jail because I wanted to get busy. And I did what I did.
To your point about women shaping everything, you talk a lot about black women and Latino women and how you staff your team with women. Can you talk like why that's important and how that's helped you along your journey as you like build
Shout
your
out to my manager, business partner Desiree Ivy. Shout out to Anne Marie. Shout out to Shay M. Lawson, my attorney. These women, let me explain something to you about these women. They get done.
That's right.
They not playing games.
At all.
I don't know what it is about no that get them going crazy. They lose their mind about no. I'll be like, damn, what happened? Somebody told me no today. What? What's going on? Don't worry about it. Mind your business. I'll get to the bottom. I'll tell you when I get it done. They move different. And you know what's going on? I just want to say this. And a lot of these companies in America, they be playing games. And a lot of times people don't see them because they be in the shadows. But when it comes to our culture, black women run that.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about from not just from the consumer side, not just from the marketing side, but from the boardrooms. The sisters. I went to the boardroom of Rich Climate Company with sisters running that. Sisters running everywhere.
That's right.
Like, I don't think you're gonna get something off if you ain't got no sisters in that fold.
Every single entity I got, a black woman runs it.
Shout out to all the Dolly's a monster. She's no joke.
Nicole.
Shout out to all the sisters out there that's doing it, going up against all the bull, all the racism in these companies. Y'all going to HR. HR is playing games with y'all. They trying to weed y'all out because soon as a sister get up and she stand up for herself, oh, she's being everybody play victim. Soon as the sister speak up for herself, these people be in these corporations throwing all these rocks. And soon as the sister say, oh, I'm not going for that. Oh my God, she's being aggressive. Oh my God, I'm scared. Lock the door. Get that. That's cap. Because the sister stepped up for herself. One thing about a black woman, I don't care who she's not dealing with no bull. Why you think we scared of her?
That's right.
But I just want to shout out to everybody out there that's doing anything, and I need to say this to you. I don't care if you got a water ice stand, you got a t-shirt company, you got a putting a tape out, music, you doing art. You one yes away from your world changing. Stop looking on Instagram and thinking everybody's beating you and you running late and you ain't enough. And I want to say something to the sisters out there. You are enough. Don't never let nobody finesse you and tell you that you got to be this and you got to have this, you got to wear this, you got to go here, you got to live your life. Do you in every way possible. And to them young brothers out there, y'all kings, y'all ain't slaves. What y'all got to do is, y'all got to understand, y'all the most fearless group of young men ever on the history of life. This generation right now,
that's right,
is the most fearless black men ever. Y'all do not give a just imagine if y'all switch that up. Right. Imagine what you could do when you say, you know what? I don't want to be a drug dealer. I want to be a businessman. I don't want to be a killer. I want to be a healer. I want to be a giver. I'm saying it could change. And to my young brothers in the rap community, stay away from them drugs.
Man.
And this coming from a man that never did a drug a day in his life. I never did it because I had to watch my homies. I had to make sure they get home at night. And my homies smoked, they didn't smoke PCP, did all that type of shit. To snort a little coke, did a little bit of but I always watched and I said, that ain't for me. And I don't know who told you this. If you feel as though you're going through somebody, find somebody to talk to, get a therapist.
Go to therapy, man.
Get a therapist. Stop trying to self-medicate yourself because you don't know what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you something, brothers. When you hit a town, you young brothers, and I'm going to be real with you, everybody is trying their way to get some drugs to you, and you don't know if everybody drugs is drugs. I'm just being straight up. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just saying you got all these people making fake this. You don't know what you're taking. And when you get that money, young brothers, stay off them handcuffs, man. Please, man, don't disrespect your blessing because God ain't gonna keep blessing you, man. You think God gotta work with billions of people. You think God gonna just keep coming around blessing you? God ain't gonna keep blessing you. Take advantage of these blessings, keep doing your thing, and just know anytime you see Unc stop me, I'm gonna say something to you. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. And a lot of y'all know I reach out, I DM y'all, I talk to y'all regular. Man, just know that you kings, know that you queens, and know that the world is waiting for all of us.
Listen, Armed with Good Intentions is out now, man. Everybody go pick this book up from Wallow. We got to make this a New York Times bestseller.
Yes, you see it.
Tonight, we're going to be at Uncle Bobby's in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Me and my man Wallow having more conversations.
You're going to be
about
Uncle Bobby's.
Yes, about this book, Armed with Good Intentions, man.
Make sure we get you stopped at my man's spot. Make sure to give you them cheesesteaks. You like them taste cheesesteaks.
I had some joints up there when I was there last time.
You was hungry too, the way you ate them. I said, damn, what are you hungry?
The spot that got like the salmon joint. Oh, yes.
Taste cheesecake.
Taste, salute the taste. Yeah,
all
they
that
was
type
fire.
of oxtail cheesesteaks
Oh,
and all
my
that.
God.
You was going crazy.
Nah, I like that type of stuff.
Yeah, but find your way to support local businesses.
That's right. We got to make Wallow a New York Times bestseller.
That's what's going to happen. Come on, let's do it.
And I can't wait to see Wallow on Cameron and
all that stuff.
All
them jobs. But hold up, we gotta also, if you out there, if you have any hair coloring companies, DJ Envy is looking for a sponsor.
Wallow, ladies and gentlemen.
You like to dye his eyebrows and all that? Get him a sponsor.
Ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye, Wallow. All my good intentions is out right now. Pick it up. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies, don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, Worldwide Mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a coach of shit.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
Now, real quick, before I get into the Diddy $100 million lawsuit that he was just found that he's going to have to award in default, I want to mention for Taylor Swift, this is what I was trying to find at the end of that report. But I couldn't find it. No, this is important. This is important because if celebrities are coming out and endorsing candidates, they should have a reason why. And she is encouraging people to vote early, and she's encouraging young voters to get up and vote. Like, these are people that normally would disconnect and were disconnected for a very long time before Kamala got involved. So that's why I thought it was important, but I couldn't find it in her long caption, but I wanted to point that out. So now to Diddy. So there was a story that broke yesterday that Diddy was found in default of $100 million judgment to a guy named Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who is currently an inmate in Michigan. And this inmate claimed that him and Diddy hung out back in the 90s. In 1997, and that they were at a party in Detroit. They were drinking, smoking, all this stuff that he alleged. And he said that they had got naked at some point with some women and, you know, started doing whatever. And then he felt a male hand on his left buttocks. And he's saying that the hand was allegedly Diddy's hand. And because of that, he sued Diddy for a ton of money.
He knew it was Diddy's hand.
That's what he said.
Okay.
According to him, allegedly, right? So he sued Diddy for a ton of money. Now, it's unclear if the statute of limitations is up on the actual, like, the assault stuff that he's claiming, but the judge didn't even address that because Diddy didn't show up to court. So on Monday, they went to court Monday of this week, and Diddy was a no-show. So because of that, there was a default judgment, which means by default, he is now going to be awarded that $100 million that Diddy is going to be responsible.
Was Diddy served
$100 million because Diddy allegedly touched a cheek?
Listen, that he's going to be responsible to serve. The judge was nice, and she set up a payment schedule. She said Diddy could do, you know, $10 million per month starting October 1st. Now,
what?
Listen, so the inmate Cardello, Derek Lee Cardello Smith is also claiming.
How long you been in prison? Do we know?
He has been in prison for, I do have that information. Give me a second.
That sounds weird that Diddy wasn't in court. Diddy has a bunch of attorneys that I'm sure read the docket all the time to see if he's being sued, and they would have had to serve Diddy.
I'm going to get into all of that. So
sounded way weirder that they was all naked together and he touched the cheek, but you know.
He said, but he didn't say Diddy's face. He just said it was a male hand.
Those allegations don't even sound weird in 2024 anymore about Diddy. Not that I know that they are true or not, but that's the narrative right now. So he's the Cardello Smith is a convicted felon and sexual predator. This is according to Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnafilio. He says he's been sentenced on 14 counts of sexual assault and kidnapping over the last 26 years. So
how many?
On 14 counts of sexual assault and kidnapping over the last 26 years. Diddy's attorney continues to say that Cardello Smith's resume now includes committing fraud on the court from prison, as Mr. Combs has never heard of him, let alone been served with any lawsuit. Mr. Combs looks forward to having this judgment swiftly dismissed. Now, there is a Zoom from the court hearing where you do see Mr. Cardello Smith, you know, laying out his case to the judge and all that stuff.
So he has no lawyer.
No, he's there by himself.
Oh, he's his own attorney.
Yes, and the judge says, because he goes into all these details, and she's like, whoa, I didn't need all that. Like, he's claiming a lot of stuff on the Zoom, and she says, well, you're not an attorney, so I know that you didn't know that, but this is just for me to talk about what the judgment will be. Now, another thing. Sounds
crazy.
Yeah, right? It really does. And I actually reached out and received a statement as well, and I'm trying to right now go back and forth to kind of just understand how something like this gets missed, because Diddy has been all over the news this past 6 or
City
7
has
months
several
with
attorneys,
lawsuits.
yes.
And normally there are online filing systems. I did find an M-file for Michigan, but I'm not an attorney either.
You
So
think they could have all been one big blur to the attorneys?
No,
I'm trying to clarify that now. That's what I'm trying to clarify right now.
Naked men
from the powers that be.
Men touching cheeks, it all kind of can sound the same.
Not when it's $100 million.
But they didn't know that till after the fact.
They did. He was suing them.
Well, I don't know, but sometimes
civilly suing
when you put in a civil suit, sometimes you may not say a number. You might just say that you want to be you want to receive damages, and then as things go forward, you figure out what that number is. So I didn't look at the original filing, so I don't know originally how much damages he asked for in the beginning or whatever. I just know what he was awarded. Very important though that Diddy's attorney is saying, of course, they are going to be moving forward to file for this to be dismissed. So we'll be, the payments are supposed to start October 1st, so we'll be.
It's not going to happen. They're
keeping up on that.
And did they say they served Diddy?
So on the Zoom call, the judge does say that she has a receipt that Diddy was served, but Diddy's attorney is saying that did not happen. He's saying we don't know this guy. This is fraud. And he's never been served. I don't listen.
It could have just been a manly hand.
He got something that all right, him and manly hands. Maybe he's a little confused. It's just a lot going on. Y'all okay?
Continue
You
on.
almost choked on your drink. Charlamagne, you okay? What was it for you? Manly hands?
Oh, no, I had a little cramp.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, so
almost choked. I'm sorry.
Moving on, Beyonce, my girl, covered GQ magazine. You guys know she just released her whiskey, Sir Davis, which is named after, I believe it's her great grandfather.
Yes.
And so she did a spread with them where she talked all about being business icon, a mom. She really got in depth with them. And you guys know this is all coming off of the heels of her being snubbed by the CMAs, where she was not nominated whatsoever. What is so funny? I feel like I'm in school with second graders.
Nothing.
I'm about to make you go stand over there in that corner. We got work to do. Are you tearing up?
Rashawn is a crazy guy, man.
Now he's Rashawn.
Continue on. We're listening.
Oh my God,
teacher, we're listening.
Charlamagne, go stand in the corner.
I'm here.
I'm glad I wasn't in school with this fool. But go ahead, teacher.
Yo. So she's talking about, it's ironic that this comes out right after the CMAs because she's talking about all of the, just things that black people and her as a black woman in business has had to fight back against, which the CMAs and her, and I'm accepting her, has been a fight of hers. But she talked a lot about knowing that there will be controversy in when it comes to the music, but also with this whiskey, because a lot of people don't know that whiskey and black people date way back to 200 years ago when a black man in Alabama created a whiskey. But more so with her music and the CMA, she said that she's just happy that she was able to get black people in country music on a mainstream level where people are talking about it. And artists like Shabuzi, Tanner Adele, Willie Jones, Brittany Spencer, all of these black artists in country music are now getting these mainstream media looks. So
that's why, even though she didn't get nominated for the CMAs, what she did with that album is bigger than that because she introduced all those artists. And you know what else? I read that GQ article yesterday. You know what else I liked about that article?
What?
Even though she got her own whiskey, she bigged up Fawn Weaver and Uncle Nearest and talked about their history and talked about Uncle Nearest whiskey. She bigged up the other person who's the founder too. I can't remember her name though.
I don't have it here. But I liked also too, she talked a lot about family, and it made me look at her as human. She talked about she doesn't do certain things when her kids are in school and they come to the office with her. It's kind of like how y'all talk about being really busy dads.
Yep.
So that was interesting to hear her take on too, because she keeps her family life so private.
She does.
But yeah, so shout out to my girl B, and a CMA, she ain't stunting y'all.
Okay.
So she good.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, Charlamagne, who you giving that down to?
Hey, man, I'm just here to piss off MAGA this morning. We need Donald J. Trump to come to the front of the congregation. We just have to have an honest conversation about what we saw last night, okay? And salute to all the conservatives, all the Republicans out there that are being honest about what they saw last night. Okay.
All right. And then when we come back, Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye will be taking your calls so we can get on the phone calls if you want to talk to debate last night. 800-585-1051. Donkey today's up next. Would you say something?
I was just going to say, what was funny?
Huh?
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out the Breakfast Club.
America has a problem.
Tell her.
Roe versus Wade's been overturned.
They're taking black jobs.
The Supreme Court has issued a ruling on the extent of presidential immunity from criminal prosecution.
Shocking body camera video released today shows the deadly police shooting.
It feels like my country doesn't love me. Charlamagne, now is not the time to sit this one out.
It's time for Donkey of the Day
America is a big reality TV show.
on The Breakfast Club.
Would you rather have the black president or the white president?
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It's enough.
America has a problem.
Come on, MAGA, gather around. All right, Donkey of the Day for Wednesday, September 11th goes to the former celebrity-in-chief of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. We all watched the debate last night. If you didn't, you missed a good time. Okay, Vice President Kamala Harris versus the former 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. And if you're being honest with yourself, doesn't matter if you are a Democrat or Republican, independent, if you're just an honest person who calls things like it is, then you have to admit it was a complete and utter dog walk. Okay, I mean an absolute flawless victory for Vice President Kamala Harris. It went exactly how I said it would go when they was having a straight up debate, exchanging policy, if you want to say that. She washed him, all right, simply because she knows what she's talking about and he doesn't. So he decided to talk out of turn, tried to overtalk, threw a couple of insults, lied. You know, the insults he did try to throw, they didn't land. And he ended up looking like a madman. Okay, a devil damn lunatic. Look, when Trump and Biden debated, after that debate, Democrats finally told the truth about their candidate. And America, okay, MAGA, it's time you tell the truth about yours. Okay, I will never for the life of me understand how or why Republicans just gave their party over to MAGA. But after last night, there has to be some type of buyer's remorse. I get it. Okay, in 2016, you bet on the right horse. Okay, 2020, that horse didn't come through for you. Your gamble didn't pay off. But in 2024, why? Should have went with Nikki Haley, Chris Christie maybe, but Donald J. Trump, the oldest candidate to ever run for president, he just doesn't have it anymore. Okay, he never really had it, but there was an entertainment factor to what he did. And even though he lies all the time, he always seemed more sincere about his lies than Democrats did about their truth. He killed the language of politics. Okay, because of Donald J. Trump, politicians, if they choose to, can speak freely. The language of politics is dead, and that's because of Donald J. Trump. But now, when he speaks freely, he just sounds incoherent. He does not have a grasp on policy. In fact, he told us last night that he doesn't even have a plan. He just has a concept of a plan. Listen.
Obamacare was lousy health care. Always was. It's not very good today. It's still never going to be great, and it's too expensive for people. And what we will do is we're looking at different plans. If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it as good as it can be run.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. But if we come up with something, I would only change it if we come up with something that's better and less expensive. And there are concepts and options we have to do that. Wow. And you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
For all my brothers out there who was having a summer fling with a woman and now it's getting cold, she's going to be looking to develop something more serious possibly. If she wants to be in a relationship and she asks you, what are we? Okay, when she asks you, do you want to be in a relationship? Tell her you don't have to be in a relationship, but you have a concept of a relationship that you potentially would like to be in. See how that goes for you. Okay, Donald Trump in that moment should have just blamed Jay-Z for not having a plan. Okay, everybody else blaming Jay-Z for stuff this week. Pile on Trump. Listen, the vice president nailed it last night when she said Donald Trump looked weak and wrong. He literally fell for every single trap she laid out. See, folks is talking about how he sounded nuts when he started talking about Haitian migrants eating dogs. But Kamala laid the trap for him because she knew what to say to get in his head and disturb his fragile ego. Listen to the setup.
And he's going to talk about immigration a lot tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early. Out of exhaustion and boredom.
She can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme.
Extreme is an understatement. That's why she laughed at the end, because she knew her plan had worked. She was chuckling because she knew she just scored. She brings up that nobody is coming to your rallies, that people leave early because you be at the rally sounding crazy, and you reply by sounding crazy. Donald Trump don't even know how to be racist right anymore. There was a time he would have blamed the pets being eaten on China, but he don't even have that kind of spark anymore. Okay, the vice president had him on the defensive all last night. The bully got bullied. He was bobbing and weaving, ducking, and when he did swing, he just didn't land much. MAGA, you have to be honest with yourself. Okay, when Nikki Haley said the first party to get rid of their 80-year-old candidate was going to win this thing, she was probably absolutely right. All right, there was no reason for you all to restart the Trump train. Okay, the man has a whole bunch of other things he should be dealing with, like his criminal cases. But no. Now, last night was not an election. I am fully aware, and I'm sure his base was not moved. They will be there in November riding with Trump. But what about those undecideds, those independents? Okay, last night, Politico reported that in the first hour of the debate, 71% of Kamala Harris's grassroots donors were women. 71%. You know why? Because the vice president laid out simple and plain how Donald Trump is the person who appointed 3 Supreme Court judges who abolished Roe v. Wade, and how Trump takes full credit for the attack on women's reproductive rights. And Donald Trump's only defense to that was a lie. Let's listen.
So the reason I'm doing that vote is because they have abortion in the 9th month. They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia. He said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby. And that's why I did that, because that predominates, because they're radical. The Democrats are radical in that. And her vice presidential pick, which I think was a horrible pick, by the way, for our country, but her vice presidential pick says abortion in the 9th month is absolutely fine. He also says execution after birth. It's execution, no longer abortion, because the baby is born, is okay. And that's not okay with me. Each individual state is voting. It's the vote of the people now. It's not tied up in the federal government. I did a great service in doing it. It took courage to do it. And the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
Well, as I said, you're going to hear a bunch of lies, and that's not actually a surprising fact.
Hey, man. Can I tell y'all something?
Tell us.
Donald Trump might be retarded. Okay?
Stop using that word.
Listen, I know retarded is considered offensive.
You said it again.
But in Webster's dictionary, retarded is an adjective, and one of the definitions of retarded is very stupid or foolish. If you agree that Donald Trump is very stupid or foolish, then guess what? What? He's retarded. Okay? And I want everyone saying that. Everyone on cable news should be talking about how Trump is incoherent. He does not have a grasp on policy. He doesn't have a plan. He has a concept of a plan. And MAGA, some of y'all holding on for dear life. But remember, if you can't tell the truth about your guy, then you're no better than those people who couldn't tell the truth about Biden. That's why I was pleasantly surprised to see Republicans telling the truth about what we saw in that debate stage last night. Tim Miller of the Bulwark said he caught up with Lindsey Graham last night, and Lindsey Graham said this.
I asked several of his surrogates like what they thought, and the number one question I asked them was, what did you think his best answer was tonight? And then I saw my old friend Lindsey Graham. We were at U Street Panels in 2016 when he was a Jeb endorser, and we had a pretty heated exchange, I love to say, where he said I should be ashamed of myself, and the feeling was kind of mutual. But after our argument about the state of affairs of politics, when we calmed down a little bit, he looked at me and he was just like, "You are right about one thing. That was a disaster. He was unprepared, and we should fire the debate team." And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I think that's all you need to know about tonight. You know, when you have your surrogate in the debate room saying you should fire the debate prep team, I think we know who won and who lost.
Come on now. Old Lady Bug Lindsey Graham telling the truth. Chris Christie, Republican, said the vice president was exquisitely well prepared. She laid traps and he chased every rabbit down every hole. And he also said whoever prepared Donald Trump should be fired. He was not good tonight at all. They just telling the truth. Britt Hume, a conservative pundit on Fox News, he was on Fox News with Hannity last night, and he said this, MAGA, listen.
Make no mistake about it. Trump had a bad night. He rose to the bait repeatedly when she baited him, something I'm sure his advisors had begged him not to do. And we heard so many of the old grievances that we'd long thought that Trump had learned were not winners politically. And there they all were, talking about how he didn't lose the election and all that. I mean, so my sense is that she came out of this in pretty good shape. Now, how long this will last and is anybody's guess. But for tonight, at least, this was pretty much her night.
You're saying she had a good night?
I'm saying she certainly did.
That was on Fox News. That was Britt Hume, a conservative pundit on Fox News. At some point last night, Trump should have just reminded people that he pardoned Lil Wayne, and he should have said the vice president is the reason Lil Wayne isn't performing at the Super Bowl. That's the only thing that could work, because it was a complete shutout, flawless victory. Madam Vice President was completely and totally herself, and Trump couldn't do nothing with her. Okay, the debate was a complete and total dog walk. And I don't care what your leader says, the dog that got walked is not edible. Please let Kathy Griffin give Donald Trump the biggest hee-haw.
Please give this giant jar of mail the biggest hee-haw.
If he had got up there and just did here's the rundown what should have happened at the Super Bowl because I pardoned him, that probably would have.
Or if he would have said, I'm a pardoned thug as soon as I get in first day of office.
You know?
No. All right. Well, thank you for that dog of the day. Now, when we come back, we're opening up the phone lines 800-585-1051. Let's talk about the debate last night. Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye will be joining us, so they'll be breaking it down as well. So don't
MAGA. Now's your time to shine.
You stupid. Come on.
The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And we got some special guests with us this morning. We have Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross here. And we're going to talk the debate. So before we get started, what did you guys think about the debate last night?
I was so happy with Kamala Harris's performance, in part because her non-verbals were on point.
Yes.
I felt like every time she couldn't verbally respond to him, who I think probably talked over her 3-1.
Absolutely.
Did not follow the rules. I was super frustrated with the moderators who did not enforce the rules against Donald Trump. And then the moment she tried to tap in, the same way
I was mad about that too.
That was nuts. So I really didn't like that, but I will say I believe Lindsey Davis did a great job. Their questions were substantive. I hated David Muir bringing back up the you said she wasn't black. I just thought it wasn't the right stage.
I noticed that this morning during Front Page News when Morgan was playing some of the audio. You were getting frustrated at that time. You were upset.
Yeah, and I think part of it is this. Every time that we bring up Donald Trump, I think that we have an obligation to say what is fact versus fiction. And I just want to be very careful that just because he talked more, just because when he's at the bully pulpit, he says a lot of things, it doesn't make it so. So I think we have an obligation. It's very dangerous. I'm someone who's been on the other end of a death threat, right, because of Donald Trump. So you got to fact check that stuff. It's not okay to just play it and let people think whatever they may.
Now,
we have a responsibility.
Republicans were saying it was a 3-1. What did you guys feel about that?
No, I mean, Republicans are going to come out and say anything. He has such a low bar. And because it was brought up, I just want to do a little fact checking about the eating dogs comment. It was an incredibly racist comment by Senator J.D. Vance and also inaccurate. The Haitian population it's been an influx of the Haitian population in Springfield. They actually breathed life back into that very sleepy town. They revitalized the economy there. They are not here illegally. They're not in Springfield illegally. They're here under something called TPS, Temporary Protected Status, because of the earthquake that happened in Haiti and all kind of political turmoil. Stock by say to all the Haitians out there, because the country of Haiti is so important. It was the only country that led a revolt. They said, we will not be colonized. And I think it just means something so much to black people. So to insinuate something completely false and racist, and it traffics in tropes about the Haitian population, I thought it was disgusting. And I didn't even think the moderators did a great fact check there. Yeah. Back to Vice President Harris.
It was disgusting, but it was great to hear him say on the stage last night because he sounded insane.
Angela and
we wanted him to sound insane.
Angela and I, we were kind of disagreeing about that because she was like, no, let her talk. And I was like, you know what? Every time he opens his mouth, it helps her. But it's very American to have this incredibly accomplished woman on stage on equal footing to this half-assed, half-witted, asinine man who got not one, not two, but 3 baby mamas, who is an indicted criminal, an unnamed co-conspirator in a crime. Right. So it just looked disproportionate. You know, he looked incredibly small and beneath her. The sad fact is we've always known that. And 75 million Americans voted for him. And I don't think he moved anybody from his base last night because there are a great group of people who would rather see this country burn to the ground than to see a black woman run it. It was a clear choice last night. It was great to not... Angela, I also disagree on the audience. I'm happy there's no audience there. This is your chance to give your platform, present it to the American people, and let the American people make an intelligent choice. It's not a pep. I don't want to hear cheers, jeers, anything like that. Yeah. So I felt like
party.
Right.
That would have benefited Trump.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Absolutely.
I don't think so. I think that we misunderstand how much Kamala Harris also feeds off of audience energy. You see some of that at the rallies. I think it was fine. Like, I thought it was going to be more before the debate. We talked about it on our podcast, Native Land Pod, by the way. But what I feel is that she zoned in. She talked right to the American people. It really was of no consequence, as she demonstrated the difference between what a leader is and what a faux leader looks like.
Anything you would have done different if you were her? Sorry.
I was going to ask one question. The fact that he did not have a plan ready, and he
has a concept of a plan. Leave him alone.
What did you guys think about that? Where Kamala Harris said she had a plan, and he says I have a concept of a plan.
He does have a plan. He tries to distance himself from Project 2025, but the fact of the matter is hundreds of his staffers work on it. Hundreds of his staffers drafted it, and he is closely affiliated with these are people he still talks to on a regular basis. He only distanced himself after it was unearthed, after people in the media started talking about it. But trust me, if his staff is writing it, he's guiding their hand. So he has a plan, and also he has a record to stand on. I thought Kamala Harris Vice President Harris did a great job of laying that out last night, of detailing the things that he did during his 4 years in the administration. That is also part of the reason, just to echo Angela's point, when we present facts and information as journalists, you have to in real time fact check everything this man says, because the sad reality, people are not reading the papers anymore. People are not consuming news and information. So many people are getting their news from TikTok and Instagram. And I would just beg everybody, have some intellectual curiosity. She put her policy platform up on her website. You can read it. You can go to her website and see it. You can also Google it from reputable news sources and look at it and see how it impacts you and what it does for you, and not hear things that are disproportionately in his favor. I think the news media is just begging him to get back in office.
He spoke about Project 2025 last night the way he did Charlottesville, because he said that there's probably some good. He said, I've never read it, but there's probably some good things in there and there's probably some bad things in there.
That's exactly what he did. And that's the thing too that I think we all have to remember. I wish that she would have hit him. I told Tiff and Andrew this last night on the show, that I wish that she would have hit him when he said, I have a concept of a plan, to say, oh no, you have a plan. It's called Project 2025, and put that right at his feet. I think him taking time to say her and she, and never looking at her, never saying Kamala Harris, never saying Vice President Harris or Madam Vice President, was very telling. And I think that was probably the only thing that he won out of his debate prep, to dehumanize her. And I think he went above and beyond to do just that yesterday.
What about the very beginning when she walked on stage? She looked very presidential.
She did.
She looked very, I'm gonna come shake your hand. And he looked like he was running.
She went out
Didn't run up or done up. It was on site.
What was your thoughts on that?
She looked like to give me a hug person.
Well, if you remember back when he was on stage with Hillary Clinton, he was incredibly inappropriate. He was invading her space. He was walking behind her. I think it was great that she commanded the stage. She showed she's an adult. One of the things we talked about last night is she is not only on that debate stage speaking to him, the moderators, or the American people. She is on a global stage speaking to other world leaders. And so she has to present herself like an adult in the face of a petulant child. And I thought going out there saying, let's have a good debate, and going back to her stage, he was afraid to approach her. He was afraid to look at her. I think he has a fear of black women. And I've talked about him because he's talked about how attractive she looked on the cover of Time magazine.
Mm-hmm.
He said, oh, I thought she was younger. Turns out she's 60. We age a little different as black women, as he'll find out. He just invoked a war with every AKA across town, talking about she was at a sorority party. So I thought that she made herself look extremely presidential, and he looked fearful and small.
Let's go to the phones.
Let's take calls when we come back.
Okay.
800-585-1051. If you have questions for Angela Rye, Tiffany Cross, they are here. Let's discuss. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa's filling in for Jess, and we have Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross here. And a lot of people on the line want to talk about the debate, so let's go to the phone calls. Hello, who's this?
Yo, this Robbie, man, from Columbus, Ohio.
Robbie from Ohio. What's your question, brother?
My question is, I want to know what is the process of the debate. Like, how do they get these people together to sit down and have these conversations like this, where, in my opinion, very little of what they going to do for the country is spoken of. It's more of like a going back and forth, pit-pat for battle type of deal.
I do agree with
Some people said that last night, that they felt like there wasn't enough policy conversations.
I think Kamala spoke to the future.
I have notes. I think that she did talk about an immigration and border security plan.
Mm-hmm.
She talked about her plan to codify Roe versus Wade, and how important it is to strengthen the protections in Roe versus Wade. She
Opportunity
talked about
economy.
Trade. She did talk about opportunity economy. She talked about her small business agenda and the importance of small businesses to the fabric of this country.
Homeownership.
She talked about homeowner. I mean, she
even gave numbers.
She
had
numbers.
She gave a lot of numbers.
Detailed policy plan.
And this goes back to her point, right, about running those Donald Trump clips. Yes, that too. Donald Trump clips. When you run those clips, you don't hear substance. You hear a rambling elder, and that's not who Kamala Harris should be judged by, because that's not what she spoke to. So I actually think it's very different. What you don't have in a debate is the ability to force someone to answer the question as asked. He was asked substantive questions. He chose to wallow in the shallow, which that's all he can do.
And to answer your question, there's a debate commission that works with both candidates. You have to reach a certain stature or numbers as a candidate 15%. To participate, 15%. And they work with both candidates, and they agree on the rules, and they also both agree on the network to air it.
We have Eric on the line. Eric, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Peace, Eric.
What's your question?
I watched the debate, and I felt that they both had their moment.
What's his moment?
What you mean, what was his moment?
I'm asking, what was the moment? What did he land
You
you?
just said he had a moment.
What Charlamagne, hold up.
What did you like that Donald Trump said, bro?
When he was in office, was there a war in Ukraine?
No.
All right, so he was telling the truth on that.
There was no war in Ukraine because Putin had not tried to annex Crimea at that point. That has nothing to do with the president of the United
Trump
States.
was saying that's why. Trump was saying Trump said he always wanted to go in Ukraine, but he knew better because he was in office.
So you're suggesting that Putin bowed down to Trump?
No, I'm not saying he bowed down, but there wasn't no war though.
Okay.
When Biden came in, there was a war.
So are you suggesting that the war is Biden's fault?
No, he's just saying
that's not what I'm saying.
He's saying the world perceives us as weak because of Biden and because of Harris, and that's why they decided to go into Ukraine.
Is that what he's saying?
Trump.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, what are you saying? I'm trying to get to the point that Donald Trump had a moment, specifically.
At the debate, too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
He had his moment because some of the stuff that he did, he was telling the truth.
Like what specifically? What policy specifically
Eric,
did he benefit
for you,
from?
buddy.
Nah, we try to give you a platform to say something, but you don't seem like you know what you're talking about, brother.
You letting MAGA down, Eric.
They definitely let MAGA down. So in closing, how did you feel about the debate? What do you think could have been better? What do you think that Kamala Harris could have did better? What did you want to see more of?
I'm somebody that believes in getting in someone's head, and Donald Trump has shown what you can get in his head about the size of his rallies and talking. So there were a couple moments where he was like, "Quiet, please," and when he said "quiet, please," we couldn't hear her, but he could hear her. So I wish that she would have spoke a lot more when he was saying like, "You're lying, you're lying," just to get in his head. But I think she really had a flawless performance. Again, I would have liked to see the moderators enforce the rules a little more fairly, and for him to shut up. But that's a tall order.
Tiffany?
I would have liked the debate moderators to enforce the rules. a lot more strongly than they did, and I would have liked her to get some more zingers in. I think there were times where there were good times where she was telling a narrative, which I thought was great, but there were times where he would say something and she could just right off the top, say something. I think, Angela and I talk about this, I keep a bullet in the chamber, so I'm always ready to go with some slick ass, insulting comment. And every time she was saying something, I wanted to just jump in and say something smart, because like I said, or like Angela said, that would throw him off his game. But for the overall, she did a great job.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
And make sure you subscribe to the Native Land Podcast.
Native Land Pod. You should know that.
Or the Native Land Pod with Angela Rye, Tiffany Cross, and Andrew Gillum on Reason Choice Media, iHeart.
That's right. And when we come back, we have Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, everybody. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get to Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, Jess don't do no lies,
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a culture show
with Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back.
And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
Alrighty, guys. So the story broke that Tory Lanez got his recording equipment seized while in prison. He had released prison tapes, and then they came in and took all of his stuff. So Tory actually spoke out for himself yesterday. He posted a statement that said, "The rumors are true. The prison tapes will be discontinued until further notice. However, I think it's important that my fans know the truth about the crooked things." He didn't say that. I'm just being nice about what he said. That are really going on here. So what he's saying is that his cell wasn't raided and trashed because he learned how to record himself in prison. But he's saying that this happened because prison tapes, he was actually using the proceeds from that, like the royalties he was getting off of the music, to help other prison inmates in a life-changing way. He says that he was helping them get legal representation and giving them a once-in-a-lifetime chance to go home to their families, because a lot of them were able to appeal and be resentenced. And he says that the higher-ups have stopped the prison tapes temporarily, but they were too late to stop his overall plan. Since the month of July, Tory says that he's afforded legal representation for 472 inmates and actively reopened 476 cases with the help of the legal firm he works with, Unite the People. So many inmates will be returned to their families and loved ones. I'm naming this the Hands of God Project. He says, lastly, they know I'm a threat and they don't want me saying or doing any of this. So if anything happens to me, just know I went out in a blaze of glory trying to revolutionize the end of a mass incarceration era on our people. Now, we spoke to a source and we got an exclusive. Shout out to Brown Girl Grinding Exclusives during Jess with the Mess. And we had a question about what was the actual equipment, because that's been in question. They told us that it was actually an iPad. The iPad was the iPad that Tory was given by the prison when he came in. He had a small mic. We were also told that he actually did have permission to use these things when he was first, when all this first started, and then everything changed. They said that the prison was so on board, and this is according to the source, that in the beginning they actually warned him about different rules and regulations around using the equipment so that he wouldn't get himself in trouble and wouldn't get another charge. And then all of that changed. I also wanted to know how much music he had recorded that we may never hear. Right. And they told me that there were at least 20 or so songs, is what they told us, that had already been recorded that we may not hear because it's on the equipment. So, yeah. Now, earlier in the reports that we do here, I told you guys that Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris was a big thing. Now, Donald Trump, he's up early. He's at it. He is speaking out about how he feels about Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris. Take a listen.
Well, I actually like Mrs. I actually like Mrs. Mahomes much better, if you want to know the truth. She's a big Trump fan. I was not a Taylor Swift fan. It was just a question of time. She couldn't. You couldn't possibly endorse Biden. You look at Biden, you couldn't possibly endorse him. But she's a very liberal person. She seems to always endorse a Democrat, and she'll probably pay a price for it at the in the marketplace. But no, I like Britney. I think Britney's great. Britney was got a lot of news last week. She's a big MAGA fan. That's the one I like much better than Taylor Swift.
So the big news that he's talking about with Britney is like about a week ago. So you guys know when Taylor Swift goes to these games, she's always in the Mahomes suite, hanging with the family, all that stuff.
She was last week.
Right. So people noticed that last week that there was some distance between her and the people she normally hangs with when she goes to the games, including Britney Mahomes. And this was a big thing because about a week ago, Britney Mahomes drew a lot of criticism because she apparently liked a Trump Instagram post outlining his party's 2024 platform. So
is she really MAGA, Britney Mahomes?
She responded to the criticism later and saying, I mean, honestly, to be a hater as an adult, you have to have some deep rooted issues you refuse to heal from as a child. There's no reason your brain is fully developed and you hate to see others doing well.
What's she talking about?
I think she just, because people were dragging her. Like they was coming for her.
They were going in on her.
They were coming for her.
Is half of Patrick Mahomes MAGA?
Listen, I don't know.
I don't think he stated who he's riding with or policies or anything like that.
Yeah, but Trump leaned into it. Like
both.
Well, Trump
if it's a matter of identity.
Trump already came out and thanked them for their support, so he's thanking, I guess, half of them because I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's that whole thing. But in sad news, very sad news, this morning I saw this and it's now been confirmed in a statement from the family of Frankie Beverly that he has passed away at age 72.
That's young.
That is young.
72.
Is this song the biggest song in our culture?
Before I Let Go?
You just be saying things.
I'm just asking. Before I Let Go
is a huge song, though.
It is. It's up there. But don't
disrespect this man on his passing.
First of all, I'm not disrespecting Frankie Beverly on his passing, but we always do this when somebody passes.
No.
When somebody passes, now all of a sudden we want to say that they were the biggest thing in the culture.
No, I said
what's
his song.
No, I think it's up there. I think it's up there.
What song? It's
a Negro spiritual.
It is.
It is one of many Negro spirituals. I don't think that any song could ever be the biggest in any culture. Not any one song. There's not one song that could be the biggest in any culture.
That's top 3, I would think, in our culture.
Bro, you ain't never what you looking at?
It looked like one of the members of Maze just walked by.
He got scared.
I was like, what?
He got scared. Yeah, because stop playing with them. Stop playing with them, okay? Stop that.
That old man?
Yeah, stop. That song debuted on the charts at number 13. Frankie Beverly wrote and produced the song. Beyonce redid the song.
Yes, but here's the thing about Before I Let Go. When we was younger, we used to call it the club closing song. That was a song that you used to hear before the club was closed.
Right.
And then as we got older, I feel like we started to appreciate it.
Started the party song.
Even more.
Especially HBCUs.
And last year, I finally realized what the song was even about.
What was it about?
Because
and by the way, I think he's about.
Song.
I think he's 77 too, not 72. But go ahead. It's a breakup song.
It's a breakup song.
Yo, we be so lit in the club. We be dancing like it's a rejuvenating
exactly.
song.
Make me happy.
No, he said you made me happy.
Oh.
You made me. He's talking in past tense.
Oh, before I let you go.
Before I let you go.
Before you continue these lyrics, is it like a toxic breakup? Is he like playing her?
I mean, if you listen to it, it kind of is. You made me happy. This you can bet. You stood right beside me, and I won't forget. I really love you. You should know. I want to make sure I'm right, girl. Before I let you go.
Wait, she's
sound
still
like you want to hit one more time.
Oh, you stupid. Can we get it on before we get up out of here? One time.
He said, "Now we've had our good time." That's what they say.
She was a good woman.
We're hurting each other, girl. It's a shame.
It just feels so good though. Turn it up.
All right, if you up right now, it's the Breakfast Club.
It is a Negro spiritual. I don't know where it ranks, but you just can't say
it's up there.
I don't know what. I don't know. I don't think there is one.
It reminds
big
you of
song.
every BET movie. It reminds you of every family reunion.
Every family
reunion. I got Nuck If You
Every
Buck on the same level.
HBCU homecoming. This is bigger than Nuck If You Buck.
I got Nuck If You Buck on the same level.
I can't wait for homecoming season.
All right, that's Jess With The Mess for Laura LaRosa. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa's filling in for Jess. We got to salute Wallow for joining us this morning.
Salute to the good brother Wallow. Make sure you go pick up Armed With Good Intentions. It's in bookstores right now in Philly. I will be there tonight at 7 p.m. at Uncle Bobby's, having a conversation with Wallow about his new book, man. Salute to all the studs in Philly. You know I love y'all. I want to see y'all tonight. Pull up in your Black Allen Iverson jerseys, okay? Pull up in your your Hurts jerseys, okay? I can't wait to see all my studs tonight.
Jesus
Uncle
Christ.
Bobby's, 7 p.m. Me and Wallow.
All right, and also we got to salute Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross for joining us this morning as well.
That's right. Make sure you subscribe to the Native Land Pod. And also, I want to salute Miss Pat, man. Salute to you, Miss Pat. Miss Pat has 3 gigs coming up that she wants people to know about. September 13th, she'll be at the Paramount Theater in Denver, Colorado. September 20th, she'll be in my birthplace, the 843 Charleston, South Carolina, at the Charleston Music Hall. And September 21st, she'll be in Birmingham, Alabama, at Lyric Theater. Okay, so go check out the good sister Miss Pat. You know she always puts on a big show.
Why you guys say big?
Yeah, why you gotta do
I wish
that?
Miss Pat was here right now so she could slap me upside
You
your
wouldn't
head.
even been that loud.
What you mean? I
Salute
love
to
Miss
Miss
Pat.
Pat.
Miss Pat talk heavy.
All right. Everything ain't big with Miss Pat, all right? You ain't got to say heavy and big and all that.
What are you talking about? She talks heavy.
Oh, my goodness. Miss Pat, I love you.
I love you too, Miss Pat.
Jesus, all
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Keep doing it big.
Now, we got a positive note?
Yes, man. I want to tell y'all, I've been having a lot of conversations this week about success and telling y'all about success. And I just want to tell y'all today that success is not the absence of failure. I need you to know that. Listen to me, because a lot of you people out there, y'all be watching everybody's highlight reel on social media and thinking everything got to be perfect and nobody takes no L's. Success is not the absence of failure. It's persistence through failure. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?